I want to invite you to travel back with me to the year 2002. I had volunteered to give a testimony in my daughter's Christian Studies class. There was just one problem. I had no idea what I was supposed to say, and I had made a commitment to God that I would only say what He wanted me to say. So day after day, I prayed. Day after day, I heard silence. It came to the day of the class, and I still didn't know what the message would be. I got very frustrated. It got to the point where it was just 1.5 hours before the class, and I still did not know what I was supposed to say. I decided I would close my eyes and pray that God would give me the message while I was resting. Well, within minutes, I saw in my mind's eye 3 phrases. I saw the words, I can't, He can, and He will. I knew exactly what God was referring to. You see, 2 years earlier, God had impressed upon me the notion of making a hand. I thought that was pretty crazy because I'm not an artist, I'm not a sculptor. How in the world could I make a hand? So I would dismiss the idea. And then months later, it would come back to me. So I headed off to the hobby store looking for the material to make a hand with. And I would come away frustrated because I had no idea how to make this hand. And then I would dismiss the idea. Months later, the impression would come back. So off I would go to another hobby store and leave empty-handed. I even searched online. I got a few ideas there. I went to a ceramic store, got another idea there, but I still didn't have a clue what to make the hand with. Finally, after about 2 years of this struggle, I said to God in total frustration, God, if you don't show me how to make this hand, I'm going to give up. I'm going to go to the hobby store one last time. So off I went, and I very carefully and slowly looked at everything on the shelves. Then I saw a green box. It was a box of flesh-colored clay, and on the box it said, good for making a hand. So I bought 2 boxes and brought them home. Week after week, I would work on making this hand. And I would look up, every time I opened the box of clay, I would look up and say, God, I can't do this. I'm not an artist. I'm not a sculptor. You have to make this hand through me. About 6 weeks later, I had something that looked like a hand. I was done, or so I thought. Well, about that time, someone came over that I'd never met before, and she saw the hand. When she saw it, she said, this is for a teaching. Well, that made no sense to me, so I dismissed it. But a while after that was when I volunteered to speak to my daughter's Christian Studies class. So when I saw the phrases, I can't, He can, He will, I knew I was to talk about the journey with God in making the hand. I packed everything up and off I went to the classroom. I explained the whole journey with my daughter's class. And I found out that when I am weak, He shows His strength through me. And when I yield myself in obedience to Him, He works through me and produces something I could never do on my own. I showed them this treasure chest, and I said, many times we're like this box. We look like we have it all together, and we solve our problems on our own. But there are times when we're facing a situation and we have nothing to draw upon, just like when I had to make the hand. And we find that, just like this box, we're empty. We have nothing to draw on. Well, when God asked me to make the hand, I felt more like this box, rather plain, nothing, no gifts, no skills, no artistic talents to draw on. But again, when I'm weak, He's strong, and I found out that when I can't, He can, and He will. And this is the hand that God made through me. So I want to encourage you that when you face a problem that seems impossible, yield yourself to God in obedience. Admit your weakness. Ask Him to take over and solve the problem through you. Watch God get the glory, because what's impossible with man is possible with God.